So stay with me here, baby. The world's never gonna be the same.
So, you've clicked on this video wondering how I made this song. Well, I'll tell you what, it was a lot of fun to make, and the good chunk of a quarter year. So before I dive into the explanation, let me tell you how this video is going to work. I'm going to split the song up into its individual parts, say intro, verse, chorus, and in each individual segment I will talk about the instruments in it and what changes from A to B. Once I finish speaking about a specific instrument, I will do a A-B comparison. If needed to, I will play the original unmodified sound from that instrument or plugin, and then slowly add in every individual effect as some kind of A-B comparison so we can get a feel on what they actually do to change the sound. Anyways, let's get started. First off, we have the intro. What a great sound. This is the ARP lead. It is the beginning of the song. And what instrument is that? Well, it's my good old friend, the Fruity DX10 FM synth. This Fruity DX10 is using the SpacePad preset. This is what it usually sounds like with just the original SpacePad preset. That's a little too much. So all I've done to change this is turn down the decay to roughly around there. And look at that, we've got ourselves a sound just like that. Also, there is a delay on the synth, just a simple free delay. And without the delay, it sounds like this. That's very dry. And that's it for the intro. That's the only thing that plays in the intro. But if we start at verse 1, what's new, pussycat?
We fell out of...
Whoa, whoa, whoa. So in verse 1, we get the addition of a bass line and the vocals. I'm going to talk about the vocals last, by the way. If you want to listen to me talk about just the vocals, skip to this. So here's what we actually get. Nice little bass line. Fun fact about this song, every instrument is not real, except for the bass lines, which I recorded myself using this bass. You can see that the bass is cut up here. I took the best takes from it and just kind of sliced them in. Now, just like the synth, there are a couple of effects on here. So first off, we have a Fruity compressor, which is basically just compressing all the volumes. Instead of it all being like this, it's kind of like... I don't think that means anything. I'll put up a diagram. And this is being sent into TSC Audio's Bass Overdrive plugin. Pretty cool stock bass plugin that comes with FL Studio. Pretty nice stuff going on here. And that is being sent into a Fruity Reverb. It's literally just the Cathedral with less delay and less stereo separation. That is being sent into a parametric EQ where you can see we are kind of scooping the low mids. I don't know why, but yeah, we are. And then finally, it is being sent into Soothe 2. Soothe 2 is a plugin that helps to suppress harsh frequencies and sounds to make it sound a bit more listenable. And so you can see that I kind of have it scooping up here in the higher end so it isn't painful. And that's the bass backing for pretty much the whole song. But wait, what's this? A bass lead? What a nice little groovy bass line. Just like the bass backing, this is also multiple takes cut up as one. What effects do we have on this one? First off, we have a Fruity limiter. This was more of a way for me to just add a bit of gain. I didn't know that this existed. That is also being sent to another TSC Audio Bass Overdrive with a bit more high and a bit more presence. And that is being sent to a parametric EQ with a bit of a scoop in the mids and a bit of a scoop in the treble. And that is being sent to a Fruity delay. Pretty neat stuff. And that's it for the first verse. But wait, the pre-chorus?
Well, maybe there's another chance.
What's this instrument, huh? Well, aside from the vocals, which we will once again mute, it is a guitar lead. This is a sound font called Shreddage 2, Revolver Mark 3.5, according to the name. I'm using the Solo Mute plugin. It sounds like this. And that's just playing this little octave up melody. Pretty neat stuff. That just keeps repeating. Is it going through any effects? Any effects at all? Two effects, actually. A parametric EQ, where I'm dipping down the sub basses. And, ooh, this is a funny name. TDR Kotelnikov. This is a mastering compressor. A free one. TDR Kotelnikov just kind of helps to bring everything together to create this big whole sound. And makes it sound really nice. Can you tell I'm quite bad at, like, describing sound? Those are the 4 instruments that make up the whole song. But wait, what is this mysterious instrument that is being added 1 bar into the chorus that sounds like this?
So stay with me here, baby.
Is that my favorite buddy or pal, the drums? Just like the guitars, it's a sound font. This is my good buddy SGM, a very well-known sound font in the world of sound fonts. And there is a big world of sound fonts in the world of sound font. Look at all these instruments that you get for 200 megabytes on your computer storage. And everything from here onwards is all drums. I am using the power preset. And I don't know if you see up here, these are pitched up. 232 cents to be exact. And they sound like this. Nice little drum beat. Now let's see what they sound like if they're pitched normally. I pitched them up that much specifically so that the hi-hat could be in tune of the G. And because I had perfect pitch, I could pick up on that. And the only effect on here is, once again, another TDR Kotelnikov. And how much does that affect it? Well, I'll let you be the judge of that. I wonder if you could actually, like, tell a difference. And also in the chorus, we get the addition of a guitar lead, which doubles what I sing in the vocals.
So stay with me.
You hear it in the background? This is once again another shreddage with the shreddage solo. And as I said before, that's just doubling what the vocals do. It's pretty rough, by the way. The main purpose of the guitar lead is purely just to give the vocals a bit of flourish, just to make them shine a bit more. If I just get rid of this guitar lead, it sounds a bit bare.
So stay with me here, baby.
It really feels like something's missing, and that's what the guitar lead's for.
So stay with me here, baby.
See, look how much that changes. There are no effects on the guitar lead, and I'm proud of that. In verse 2, it's the same kind of stuff as we've said before, except there's a different drum pattern. At some point, we get the addition of a ride. And then we get to a hi-hat. Then the rim shots goes away. Then it's just snare, kick, and hi-hat. And then ready. Oh yeah. You can feel it in the verse as well. If I just start off at the start of verse 2.
Time could never
Feels nice and mellow. I move into the second half.
And as the days are passing,
A little bit more driving if I get to the very end.
'cause baby, you know you'll be gone.
It's like really, really up there, man. Also, what's this? Riff down? What does this sound like? Damn. This little riff down section is purely as a way to transition into the guitar rhythm as it picks back up for the second half of the verse. If it's not here, then it just kind of sounds like this. When's this guitar gonna come in?
And as the days are
What?
passing
What?
by,
Where?
I'm
Why?
still
And that's why the riff is here.
who you were.
When's this guitar gonna come in?
And as the days are passing
Anyways, blah blah blah. The chorus is exactly the same as before. But what's this bridge gonna do?
away from you.
A key change? So, let's talk about this bridge. For 3/4 of this bridge, it is just the exact same stuff as the chorus, pitched down 2 semitones. It's practically the same, except there's the addition of one more instrument, a glockenspiel. This glockenspiel, the Visco 2 glockenspiel. You can hear the kickstart in the back. For effects on the clock, we have a sound goodizer, classic FL Studio stuff, little one knob like sound, and just a simple fruity reverb. Nice little glockenspiel to kind of add some little extra flares. If I take it out, it just sounds like this. Sounds too samey. And then, you know, the bridge just kind of ends. And then
So stay with me here, baby.
there's a 2-bar gap, and that is entirely intentional. Although it used to be 1 bar. So this is what the song originally sounded like when there was a 1-bar gap.
Till the end of time. So stay with me.
There's not enough room to breathe. I call this section the mini chorus because I just think the same thing as the chorus. It's just the first 4 lines in a alternate melody. And there is only the synth and the bass. And then, the final chorus is the final chorus, except there's a fade out at the end.
Be away from you.
Simple stuff. Let's talk about the vocals. Oh boy, these vocals are a mess. Fun fact about these vocals were recorded over the span of 4 months. And you can see some vocals are grayed out, some aren't cut up at all, and there's a bunch of crossfades, mainly because my mic is not the greatest. It's not, Neumann U87 levels of great. So the vocals by themselves just sound like this.
So stay with me here, baby. The world's never gonna be the same.
Wow, dude, I sound like that. These crossfades all are bridging different takes together, or they are the bridge of me nudging around the same take, just keeping the words in time. On the vocals, we have a couple of things. Auto-tune, because I'm an artist in the year 2024, and I can't be an artist without auto-tune. Auto-tune is set to the key of G in a chromatic scale, because, we go to F major. The retune speed is set to 34, which is kind of high. A little bit of humanize, and a formant shift. The auto-tune goes into a vocal compressor. The vocal compressor is like the bass compressor that I talked about before, how it kind of squashes everything together to make it sound at the same level. You can see it working its magic here. This is the amount of decibels that it is ducking it to make sure it is the correct level. That is going into a exciter. What is an exciter? Basically, it's like an analog distortion. I have this guy set pretty low at 0.7. I will play you the 0.7.
So stay with me here.
And then I'll set it to 15.
So stay with me here, baby.
Let me set it to something like tape.
So stay with me.
That's set to analog so that it's more of a smoother distortion rather than, tube compressing. That is being sent to everyone's favorite expert plugin, OTT. Give it up for OTT, ladies and gentlemen. Slightly higher highs, slightly higher medium, and even higher lows. Depth of 40%. If I had it at 100, it would sound like this.
So stay with me here.
And that's just an ear pain. So we have it set to 40. That is being sent to a fruity delay, so it goes so stay, so stay, so stay, so stay in your ears like that, with complete stereo panning. The wet levels is being controlled by a track. This effect is only really enabled at the end of the bridge, where I go till the end of time.
Stop time.
Oh, and did you hear that little cut in time? What's happening here?
Time.
You hear that? It's like splices between 2 takes. Well, this is the same take, except one of them is pitch corrected. Here's the original take.
Time.
You can hear that it's kind of like, it has a bit of vibrato. So all I did for this take,
Time.
it's just smoothing it out. Anyways, what was I talking about? The delay's feedback and output is controlled by an automation, only for this little part.
Time.
Because that is the 2-bar gap.
Time. So
Cool stuff. Then that is going into a Lux Verb, which is a reverb plugin that has only recently come into the FL Studio ecosystem. I'm using the small vocal room preset with a higher reverb and a lower wet. And then finally, everything is going into a Soothe 2. I don't know why I'm doing this last. I should honestly be doing it first.
So stay with me here.
Oh, Jesus.
So stay with me here, baby. The world's never gonna be the same. So stay with me here, baby. The world's never gonna be the same. Maybe you can save me from ever taking your breath away. So stay with me here, baby. The game's always gonna be for sale.
Pretty cool vocal chain. I'm sorry for all the pinging. My computer is $150 on the marketplace. Okay, let's talk about this master chain, shall I? There are 2 plugins on the master chain, Golfos Master and TDR Koltnikov. I'm going to turn both of them off and play the chorus.
So stay with me here, baby. The world's never gonna be the same.
You can hear how the volume is like peaking. I'm going to turn on TDR Koltnikov first because that'll make the most difference.
So stay with me here, baby.
Whoa, it's leveled all of a sudden. Wow. Now I'm going to turn on Golfos.
So stay with me here, baby. The world's never gonna be the same.
It's brighter. Wow. You can see it kind of working its magic here. Pretty cool stuff. Last thing before I wrap this video up is I want to talk about these little grayed out areas. What are they? What possibly could this be?
We fell out of love. I tried to fix our mistakes, and
alternate lyric. Oh my god. Now, backstory behind that. Originally, when I was still trying to write the lyrics, that was the placeholder one for a while. When I sung it out, it sounded a little nonsensical. So I replaced it with I thought you had a better heart, instead of I tried to fix our mistakes. And what's this?
Hello. There's currently no lyrics for this section yet, so just enjoy the music.
That was a placeholder. When I first made the full version mix, I didn't have any lyrics for this, so I just had these here as a placeholder. End of story. Now, what's this uncut thing here? It's just me going ba 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 when I didn't have lyrics for that section, as once again, a placeholder. What's this one?
World!
It's just world, but with no delay. Also, if you want to know what the final thing that I recorded for this song was, the final thing, the very last thing that I did for this song, a single breath. Everything else after that was mastering and mixing and all that good jazz, which I spent like 8 hours total on. And so that is how I made the song. It was very fun to make, a very fun 4 months to make. If you haven't watched it already, watch the other videos on this, including the music video. Thanks for watching.